Hey y'all, my name is Sensei Trashcan and welcome back to Skyrim. So, where we last left off, we had had a bit of a journey to get to Ripton. Here we are to be in Barb, and I think we'll start off the day by, well, let's buy and sell some shit
We're running low
before
on
making our
Blackbriar
way to the
meat.
next,
If only Maven
to
would
our
stop
objective.
raising the price on it, maybe I could have.
Why's my controller vibrating?
Beautiful baubles.
Yes?
Gleaming gemstones over. Greetings, honored friend. Could I interest you in some fine jewelry?
Could I interest you?
Everything I've got on display, really. Safe, Landstrider.
You gonna buy something? Or just here for training? Otherwise, move on.
I'm here to sell.
Everything I've got on display. Really.
Yeah, take that. Alright, don't take that. Oh yeah, just take the shield.
You're ready to spend more gold.
Could I interest you in some fine goods from Morrowind?
Oh no, could I interest you in some fine goods from some bandits?
Take a look. Eyes to the road. The fairest prices and the highest quality in Skyrim.
Do they have a smelter? I don't think they do. Doesn't look like it.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Relic.
Welcome to the Pond Prawn. Come on in, take a look around. Welcome to the Pond Prawn. What can I do for you?
I like to sell some things.
Take a look.
Okay, that looks badass. Anyway.
All right then.
Alright.
What can I do for you?
Same voice. You're modded.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Why won't Helga acknowledge me?
You know, I'll come back to you later if I remember about you.
Safe.
We have a mission.
They say has been snooping around Sarthal. Mages in the belly of no good.
refresh our map. So once we get to be about here, we're gonna have to go off the road. Fort Greenwall. Well, it certainly lives up to its name.
I'm warning you. Back off.
Hmm? You were saying?
Never should have come here.
Ooh, you're playing fancy on. Bandit heartbroken. I'm sorry. But I'm not the one who broke your heart. This way. Ooh, a gold ingot. That's worth gold. Let's go.
Is someone there?
Damn you, bandit! Can't you see I'm poor? It's nothing.
Oh god, what the hell?
Where are you? Ha! Found you.
Okay.
What was that? Is someone there? Over here! Not the best you can do. So I can stab you in the back.
Ooh, that was a neat effect. Ooh, that's cool. Come on. There we go.
What was that?
Hello? Who's there? Over here! Damn you!
You do a lot of damage, ma'am.
Can't hide from
Found
me.
Very
That
effective.
spell looks dangerous. Someone there. Thought I heard something. I'm going to put you down. I'll have your head.
That is an insanely useful spell. It's gonna crash. Is that it? This place cleared? Oh, there's more. So it seems like the armor of the Burning Rose dudes seems to be the Chitin Heavy Armor. The Boiled Chitin Heavy Armor. That's neat. I wonder. A Flame Cloak does not work on this. Well, seems this is cleared. Alright. Let's do it. I'm not remembering, we're just gonna go and relax. And by relax, I mean throw ourselves in another dungeon. Alright. We're on the map. Let's stop by this town first. Okay. Now we can look at it. End fear, end fear, end fear. The staff better be worth it. You better be fucking thankful. Not even worth my axe.
What is the meaning of war? Is it an opportunity for triumph, or evidence of our great fear? Ours is to vanquish the unliving, but is that the true path? Is our way, our world, something worth saving?
If I were a cave, I would fill myself
Answer
with
my
flowers
query, stranger,
and benches and
and I will know
Why
the
couldn't this
difference
cave be
between
more
triumph
like
and
the
failure.
stupid cave?
Answer my query, and I will tell you if wars have any meaning.
What?
Answer me!
Not if you're going to yell.
I apologize, but others may not afford you such a courtesy. This is not a time for thin skin or hesitation.
One battle and a proof of life. War is good for the soul, dude. Seriously, I'm on top of the world. I've murdered at least 20 people in the last 24 hours. Granted, they all deserved it because they attacked me first, but still, I feel awesome.
It grieves me to hear it. Why must mortals push themselves to the brink of death to feel alive? Is not everyday life proof enough? Perhaps hers was a soul willing to bargain, to broker peace when all I sought to do was judge. No, only a fool makes such an invitation. War is just, if not for your reasons, and while it is hardly a triumph, Hers was a death that could not be avoided.
Huh?
For the last 2 years, I have embarked on a single road. Ours was to walk its twists and turns, overcome its many obstacles. All the while believing that if I followed it to the end, I would find redemption. Only it appears the road ends here. In this hollow cave, with the corpse of the child I was asked to save. It was rumored that the child left for Eastmarch to join the Stormcloaks, in defiance of the father's alignment with the Empire. For a lord's house, the truth was far more incriminating. And for a loving father, one far more heartbreaking. Thus the Lord could not trust anyone, save an Argonian prisoner. One guilty of the child's same crime. Vampirism.
You don't look like any vampire I've ever seen.
Yes, the skin, eyes, and fangs are telltale signs. But some men can't be sure the same is true for other races. I was staying at an inn near the border when one of the local Nords decided to take offense with my presence. His was to challenge me to a brawl, and when I refused, he accused me of being a vampire.
That's... idiots.
The word was toxic. That morning, 2 bodies were found outside, torn to shreds. Unrecognizable masses, if not for the bones and teeth. Things were tense around the village, and the gods were in a hurry to solve the case and placate the locals. I made an easy scapegoat. Locked in that cell for days, I began to starve. Not for blood, but for food. Theirs was to offer me bread in exchange for a confession. It was better to die by the axe than starvation, but few can stomach either. So I did what all mortals do when there is no logical escape. I prayed. To Julianos for temperance, to Stendar for mercy, to Mara for love. And when I awoke the next morning, my cage was gone, as was my hunger.
The gods are mighty.
Not quite. But they granted me the resolve to persevere, so that I could give those who would aid me time to arrive. This is how the Divines act. Not through direct force, but through a subtle nudge, an encouraging word, or a favorable wind.
Who freed you from prison?
The night before, I was paid a visit by a man, his face shrouded by the hood of his robe. In his arms he cradled an urn, filled with the dust of a vampire. The dust was to be scattered around my cell, as proof of my demise. I knew not how much coin he had passed to my jailers, but it was enough to carry on with the ruse. Outside the barracks, a carriage awaited us both. It took us to a nearby chateau, where I would meet my true employer.
Clever.
When they brought me before the House Lord, I told him I did not kill those men. He told me he already knew. The real murderer was his own kin. He asked me if it was true about vampires. If they formed clans, family, He wanted to know if I knew where his daughter had fled. I told him no, but I could find her. After all, I was a hunter, a member of the Order of the Virtuous Blood. So I told him why I came to Skyrim and my desire for penance. Then he made an offer. A second chance for him, his daughter, and for me.
What crime did you commit?
Before coming to Skyrim, I had spent my life hunting vampires for the Order. Much like the Vigilants, we often hunted in pairs. My partner was a Nightblade named Arlas. He used stealth and shadow to eliminate our targets, while I covered him from a distance. His was a remarkable courage. Many in the Order prefer long-range attacks to avoid the chance of infection. Arlas never deterred from his methods.
Sounds like a brave man.
Courage alone, however, was not enough to prepare us for what lay in that den nearly 4 winters ago.
I assume he passed.
I watched Arlas scout ahead from afar, melding to the shadows in search of the enemy. The den was for all intents and purposes empty, yet the center table showed not a fleck of dust, and the torches on the wall were recently lit. A shiver swam up my tail like a cold fish, but I knew Arlas was safe so long as he stuck to the shadows. Until I saw the shadows themselves move. The shadow spread its wings, as did the others, cloaking the room in darkness. They came from above, like bats descending on their prey. Ours was to call to my friend and reach for my staff, trying to shield his escape with fire. We barely made it out alive, but not unscathed. One of those foul demons had raked its talons across Arlas's back. All I had to do was look into his narrowing pupils to see the infection had taken root.
I assume you did what you must.
Ours was to ask for his last request. He said, "Cure me." I thought it was a joke. He always made me laugh. Now I know the extent of my folly. Months later, I discovered his journal while putting away his things. It seems he had anticipated perfection from the moment he joined the Order. He had been corresponding with a mage named Valion. A mage who was studying a cure.
You did the right thing. With the information you had at the time.
Yours is a statement that I am thankful for. Perhaps, as the Divines work in the shadows, there is a greater purpose to be found. I thought Arlas's death brought me to Skyrim to save the nobleman's daughter. Now I wonder if they have brought me here to meet you.
So, what is this order?
Theirs is a centuries-old order, dating back to the Oblivion Crisis. It began as merely a gathering of feeble lords, until the Divines intervened. Legends say the hero of Kvatch became a member, and trained the Order in the ways of combat. That knowledge was passed down from old members to new, and over time, the Order became more organized, and its rituals more austere. Today, members are handpicked and trained from a young age. Ours was a life cloistered in barracks and libraries, sharpening the weapons of war. We dedicated our lives to a single purpose: to silence all other voices, so that we are better attuned to listen.
Interesting. Was there such a thing in Oblivion? I can't remember. It's been so many years since I played that. Was there an order of fire hunters? I'm gonna have to look that up later. Anyway. So, what do you do now?
Ours is to wait here for more of her brethren. The girl may have taken a liking to some of them, and chosen to infect rather than kill. If you're in need of a companion, however, I will be honored to journey with you on your quest.
This appears to be a necromancer hideout, not a vampire lair.
Vampire dens have always been notoriously easy to track. Theirs is to cling to the fringes of a major hold, close to the road where traders pass. That is where a runaway vampire would seek shelter amongst her kind. This one, however, had spent her entire life in the care of her noble parents. Hers was to run to where no one else could find her. The caves and nooks where darker forces wish to carry on unseen.
How did you track her?
It was a hunch, but with nary a lead, ours was to rely on chance. So I listened for rumors of necromancy first, and vampires second. There was an argument at the Bee and Barb about some nefarious activity near Source Stone. Some claimed it was black mages, others said vampires. Ours was to follow the lead here, to Boulderfall Cave. One could only pray to Arcade that our arrival was not too late.
I assume the bodies mean you were too late.
Not exactly. The child was still alive when I entered the cave. Not only alive, but healthy and smiling. One of the bodies that lies here was once a highborn, the kin of a noble. My old friend Arlas had a saying: sickness is a virtue. The healthier a vampire was, the more often he had fed. The girl left me no choice. Hers was an existence that lived to feed, to milk the blood of those around her, including the unwitting necromancers that took her on as an apprentice.
So, what happens now?
Someday, I will return to that village and tell her father a lie. It is not one that can be told right away. I will tell him she was a sweet girl who ran to protect him. A girl who laughed, who danced, and who loved. A girl who sought a cure, and in the absence of one, took her own life. Ours is to tell him she achieved everything we hope to out of life in a quarter of the time.
So that philosophical crap you were mentioning earlier. What war do you fight?
It was a question that was asked of me whenever I began to doubt my faith or the side I have chosen in this fight. Ours is a life consumed by blood. I have lost family to wars great and small. Wars on the battlefield and in the mind. Wars blur the lines of morality, until we know not whether victory is a triumph of the spirit, or a failure to be civil. Only as members of the Order of the Virtuous Blood, ours was a resolve that could not waver, even when our foes wore the faces of children. What is the meaning of war? It is to fight for a cause that is absolute, against an evil that deserves no clemency.
So what's the issue, if you truly believe those words?
If sanguine Papyrus is merely a disease, one that can be cured, then my faith is once more cast into doubt. Ours was a childhood raised to do one thing: hunt vampires. I know of no other life.
God. You can be such a heartless dick at times. Anyway. Vampire or not, obliterate the fucks that try to kill you. Not everything has to be complex.
A mantra of self-defense is ideal in theory, but an infection must be cut off before it spreads. Action must be taken. Ours was to stop it by curing the diseased. Theirs was to decline that choice. And yet to hear your words, I am left in doubt. Perhaps there was another way. A way to convince the girl of her mistake. One that I was trained by the Order not to see.
You still appear to be conflicted about your decision.
When I was young, my mentor told me a tale of the peasant who found a stray cat living in the alley behind his house. His was to bemoan its presence, but weeks later, he found that the cat kept his home free of vermin. The peasant grew quite fond of the cat, until one day it bit his leg and infected the man with a terrible fever. The peasant, who had never been ill a day in his life, finally went to see the city alchemist, whom he had stubbornly avoided all these years. It was love at first sight. But who is to say how the peasant would feel the next day? All he could do is take that chance. I wish to follow you on your quest. I do not know to what end, but ours is to trust in the will of the divines.
If you're able to follow, then follow.
It's always fun to go ambling through caves. Or is it more accurate to say we caper? Pull? Skip?
Yours is to pass, and if you're in need of a companion, however, I will be honored to journey with you on your quest.
I don't have the option to ask you to join me.
Light illuminate the shadow.
Well, she was a vampire. She has vampire dust. No. I just want to reiterate. No. Maybe later.
Ancano is exactly why we're
I'm
so
quite
restricted
pleased
about
that we're
access
back to
the
business
college.
as usual.
Read all of Paris.
Staff. Amulet.
Pleasure doing business with you. What was that?
What the fuck? Dragon? Dragon. God! Everyone just immediately went into high alert. That's a good thing. where's the dragon at? I need something of actual range. Yeah, this'll do. Booyashaka! Man, you have a really cool design on your face. Like those snake-like eyes. Like that's a really cool design. Anyway. Onmund.
Thanks to you, the people of Skyrim will continue to have a place to study magic, even if most of them resent you for it.
No problem. Here's your amulet.
I didn't think you'd really give it back. Thank you, friend. It's good to know I can count on you.
No problem.
All right, then.
Actually. You, follow me.
Good day, friend. Lead the way.
Let me see, what was... Command... Or... Aggression, importance, essential. Alright, someone else needed help, right? Is everyone in here? What was her name? Oh, hey, Encanto's corpse. Dennis is here. Wait. Did I just get Conjuration XP? Wait, why did I just get... Is she not in here? Oh, hello, Sleep Symbol, awesome. Actually, would you like to buy some shit? Wait, you have stuff on your horns.
Take a look.
You have like... You taking off your horn. Yeah, where's Feralda? She should be here, right? Or is she upstairs? Nope, doesn't seem to be.
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic. So, you wish to master the arcane arts?
Yes. Actually, no.
I still need some help, if you can spare the time.
Yeah, what'd you need help with?
We're all trying to become better mages, right?
Yeah.
Well, I need someone I can practice a few spells on.
Sure.
Nothing dangerous,
Go ahead.
really. Would you be willing to assist me?
Yeah, fine.
Oh,
Go ahead.
good. I was afraid I'd have to go ask J'zargo. Now, you just stand there. Please hold still, and don't move. There. Now I... Oh dear. That wasn't supposed to happen. Do you feel alright? You look very, green. I am so very sorry. I went over this again and again, and I was sure it would have better results.
2 questions. Actually, no questions. What did you do?
I'm not really sure. I think it's just a minor miscalculation on my part. I'm sure it will wear off soon. When it does, you'll be perfectly fine, and then we can try again. In the meantime, I'll see about figuring out what went wrong. I'd better get going.
Ah, Ferelda.
We all have you to thank for saving the college. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Thank you. So, J'zargo, you mentioned you needed help with something?
You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level destruction spells yet?
Not yet, but I will.
This is good. But J'zargo will know them first. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with J'zargo.
So, what did you need help with?
J'zargo has seen that Toftir likes you. You must be very skilled with magic, yes?
Incredibly.
J'zargo is working hard, but cannot do it alone. Can you help with this?
Sure.
J'zargo has worked hard on learning new spells, trying new things. This will make J'zargo stand out as a mage. But J'zargo works so hard, there is no time to test these new spells. If you help with the testing, this will make learning easier. J'zargo will give you scrolls. You will use them and report the results. This is a good plan, no?
Sure.
You tell J'zargo when you are ready.
Alright, give him. Gimme.
You can't resist, can you? Let's see. This one, I think. J'zargo has designed it to be an excellent flame cloak, with a twist. It is especially potent against the undead, and should burn them to a crisp in no time. J'zargo gives you plenty of these scrolls, so you try them and return when you can say whether they work.
Alright, I can do it.
J'zargo awaits word of how well the scrolls work.
Alright. Alright. Oh. I think this is a good place to stop for now. Onlin's praying in his own way. But thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you continue to have a wonderful day. And I'll see y'all next time.